What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the Maverik Optik 3. This is a brand new head from Maverik, and it is really, really nice. This thing, I love Maverik heads. It's just an absolute weapon. As soon as we took it out of the box, my kid was like, yeah. So I'm going to string it up for him using the style of pocket that he loves, that he always has me string for him. It'll be a slightly different pattern, but really this thing has 20 stringing holes, so it's not going to be difficult. All right, guys, let's go.
Excellent!
Alright, so here it is. This is the Optik 3 in Hyperlight Blue, which, I mean, there's no denying this color. It just looks so sick. It's got some technology that's returning, the X-rail. It's got 20 stringing holes, and there's the bottom rail is kind of recessed, or it kind of sticks out a little bit, so your sidewall strings will be just slightly recessed a little bit. I don't know what that does, but I mean, it's kind of nice looking. Shorter throat, so I already have it taped up. I don't know why I put it on a handle first. It's such a pain to string sticks on a handle, but whatever. Once you screw it in, I don't really want to unscrew it because then you're just kind of shortening the life of your threads on the handle. So it's in there. I'm going to string it like this. What was I saying? Okay, short throat. For those hard dodging one-handed attackmen, you know, right up there by the head. I've talked about this real recently, I think, with some other heads, how some heads are kind of ergonomic and designed ECD DNA, and I think the Mirage 2. I haven't seen the Mirage 2 in person, but they have that ergonomic throat that you can get your hand up and over, but ideally you really want to be on the handle, so a short throat, get right up there high, that's nice. New scoop, really good looking scoop. Top strings are recessed a little bit, nice and smooth. Good shape. Really, really good looking head. Man, I'm a fan of this. Oh, this is going to be good. It's still got the tension lock system. I believe it's these bits that come off the X-rail. Kind of help lock in knots right there. So I guess up here where you're pulling tight, and then here where you're locking in your channel to then start creating the pocket lower. I think that's what those are, tension lock. So really your knots aren't going to slip. They're going to be right where you want them. 2 struts. I believe the Optik 2 had 3 struts, so it's going to be lighter. Apparently it's got an increased offset. You know, I can't really tell. I have an Optik 2 here somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And comparing it to the Tactic 2 doesn't really do it justice, so you get out of here. I mean, yeah, so you know, not a whole lot to say about lacrosse heads these days. They just keep getting better and better. You know, nothing revolutionary, but man, they are fine-tuning this Optik, and it is going to be, now I wouldn't say a game changer, but it is going to see a lot of use. It is going to be a really popular head. People love Maverik heads. Maverik heads, and they're loved for a reason. They are good. All right, so I'm gonna string this up real quick. All right, so I'm using a previously strung, I don't know if it was used, but it's a previously strung piece of Stringer Shack G3 Ultralight. It's one of my favorite pieces of mesh. We're going to go white on white on white. Young stringers, just stop cutting your strings so short. Whenever I've got to fix a string job or do a repair on the sideline before a game, if the strings are cut too short, it's just such a pain. And I got to go to my bag and get a new string. Maybe, you know, it's a lot more work. Or if you just leave them 1.5 inches long, 2 inches long, it'll be fine. So my kid has very specific tastes with his pockets, and it's not, you know, he's not a stringer. He just knows what he likes and he knows what he doesn't like. Doesn't really know how to put it into words, because I've always strung his sticks. So he's basic 10 diamond top string. For this head, I'm going to start on the 2nd hole. This mesh has also been cut, but that's fine because we're just going to use 10 diamonds, I believe. Yeah, 10 diamonds. Where'd those strings go? Okay. So yeah, young stringers, young players, when you string your sticks, leave at least that much. The very least that much, you know, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch longer is even fine. I don't know, what's the rule? 3 inches off the head? You can't have strings flapping around. But, all right, here we go. Full speed. This is a real simple string job. This pattern is nothing special. It may work for you. It's basically just a couple Ks up top, a couple knots up top, and then KSI, and then SIs. Super simple. Sometimes I do both sidewalls at the same time. That's usually if I know what I'm doing, but something like this, you know, I never strung this head before, so I may back out of it, you know, if I don't like what I'm doing or if it's not working out right. The worst is when you string one side and you're like, yeah, that's good, and then you go to the other side and you go too fast and you don't match your own pattern, or you skip an extra hole or do something stupid, and then you're tying off the bottom string and you're realizing, wait a minute, that is not symmetrical. I am not a smart man. I string a lot of sticks, and you know, I'm an okay stringer. I always tell people, like, you know, you could go pay for a better string job, and they're like, nah. I get better through the season, and then I don't string for a few months and I get worse again. What am I doing here? Why wouldn't I skip a hole? See, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, dude, and then you do a knot in the wrong hole. Okay, let's try that again. Skipping a sidewall hole. Dum-dum. Whenever I talk to kids about their off-season stuff, I always throw in there, learn how to string. Like, it's time. It's a great time to learn how to string, you know, in your off-season. But just get one head, one old head, whatever, a piece of mesh, and some long strings. You can string and, you know, don't cut them, so you can keep stringing that same piece over and over and over, and just first find some patterns that people have put out there, try it, see how it throws and catches for you. Then find another pattern, mix it up, and then try to feel the difference in how that pocket throws and catches and holds, and then kind of look at what you did different. Like, what's different about this first pattern or the second pattern than the first one. That's another thing. Stringing, yeah, there are specific knots and ways to do certain things, but like, I saw a kid with just the jankiest string job. It was an absolute train wreck, but the kid's putting up 4 goals a game. And he's like, Coach, will you restring my stick? I said, why? And he's like, because it's not right. I'm like, who told you it's not right? He's like, well, so-and-so. Like, dude, you're putting up numbers with that. Sure, it could be a better string job, but why change it? Why change it right now? Let's wait until we have a break, or you're in the off season, and then we'll get you like a real string job. But for right now, you're killing it with this one, so let's stick with it. He didn't like that answer. If it works for you, that's right. There's nothing else that really matters, you know? All right, let's do a quick bottom string. So always give if you use a lace on the bottom string, give it a little angle cut. Just makes it easier. Some heads have nice big bottom holes, but I should rephrase that. Bottom string holes. All right, we can trim this up a little bit. All right, so there we've got kind of a, this is designed for like a mid-low. This is kind of a, you know, mid-low, low. Kind of a baggy, shifty pocket. It's gonna work good for my kid. I can feel right there. That's like how he likes it. I am gonna go, on the 10 diamond row, I'm gonna do a nylon, and then I'm gonna do 2 straights laces. Do that real quick. Hopefully this video isn't a month long. All right, so I like to get that in. Don't tie it off yet, because I like all the shooters to work well together. It's a group project, so I don't tighten anything down with the shooters until I'm sure that it's right. So I'm pretty sure this top nylon and then 2 straights, I think, will be legal with the 4-inch rule. I guess if it's not legal, I'll bump the nylon down and just remove one of the laces. All right, so here it is. I can go over the pattern for you if you want. Sidewall starts on the 3rd hole. Loop start, skip, K. So skip, knot, skip, knot, skip, knotted SI, 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 skip 2, SI, skip 1, interlock, back in that same mesh diamond, and out the last bottom hole. Real simple, but a decent enough pattern for this head. It'll work. All right, guys. So yeah, the Optik 3, it's easy to string. You know, I was able to match my kid's favorite style of pocket on this head. You know, the pattern is slightly different, but that's all right. It's this, you know, I was able to create what he likes in a pocket in this head on the first try. So that's cool. You guys will like stringing this. Beautiful head. So that is the Maverik Optik 3 quick stringing pattern. I mean, it's, you know, I'm not a real confident stringer. Like, I see people string jobs and I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's a little embarrassing for me to post string jobs just because I know that there's great stringers out there. I know I shouldn't worry about it because stringing, like I said earlier, if it works for you, and in this case, if it works for my kid or your kid, then it works. And that's really all that matters. Definitely check out the Optik 3. I'm a big fan. This is a great head. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.